Welcome back to the Let's Play world where we have been transforming this Cherry Grove Valley. So far we've worked on small buildings, but it's now time for us to work on a mega project. I want to build a mega cherry tree right behind me in the middle of this valley. We've been saving a space for a mega project, and that's what we're going to build. And of course, the first thing we're going to need to do is take down all of these vanilla cherry trees, these tiny little baby cherry trees, to not only clear the space for the mega build we're going to do, but also we're going to need to collect up a bunch of this. Oh, we're going to need the leaves as well. I should get my shears, because we are going to need a huge amount of cherry wood and cherry leaves to build ourselves our mega cherry tree. Well, it's definitely looking a lot less pink around here, and we do have a lot of cherry wood and a lot of cherry leaves collected up, ready to build ourselves a mega tree. One more thing that I actually want to get when we've built these other smaller ones, and also the sort of medium-sized cherry trees over here, I've used this nether brick for walls and fence posts, because having fences is really helpful for trees for like the smaller branches up at the top, but the cherry wood itself is like a light pink, so we can't really use cherry wood to make these kind of branches. And so I've been using the nether brick, and I think we are running a little bit low on it, so I'm gonna head into the nether quickly and do a little bit more resource collecting for some nether bricks. So there should be plenty of nether bricks just here. I'm just going to start taking down some of the nether fortress and collecting up as many nether bricks as we need. Actually, we need the fence posts mostly. I think that should be plenty. For now, that should keep us going. I'm so happy that we can fly through the nether now. It's so much less dangerous than trying to walk across this bridge. Now I think we have everything that we need to start building. I'm just going to turn some of this cherry log into the wood, so the sides, all of the sides are the same. There's no pink open face, because we will want some of these as well. And some of these nether bricks into stairs, because that's the whole purpose of these, is so that we can get fences and stairs without them being the light pink colour. And I'd like this tree to be kind of centered to this middle pathway, so I want it to come straight ahead from here. So let's follow this line, this block, all the way down, and I think about there is a good spot for the middle of our tree. Yep, I think that's going to be a good position for our tree to sit in. It's obviously going to be much bigger and wider than that, but that is our center point that we're going to work with, I think. Just trying to get an idea of how big I want the trunk of the tree to be. We definitely want it to be big enough at the base, and we will obviously make it a much more organic shape than this like perfect circle. I'm just kind of trying to get the right shape of the tree here. Trees are obviously quite an organic shape, so we have to just sort of kind of get a bit of a flow to the shape, I guess. I have never built a tree this big before, so I'm kind of just I'm making this up as I go. Let's take a look from, I've put a few blocks in. I need to just kind of figure out if this is even slightly working. Okay, that's not too bad. I think that that's maybe a good start on the kind of trunk of the tree. I think I want to go for a bit of a curve. I kind of want the tree to curve this way and then back around that way a bit, I think. Maybe not quite that dramatically, but something like that would look good. Okay, I have tried to get some kind of shape. I think it gets a bit too thin in the middle there, and then it's got a bit too... Well, I need to add some thickness in here, I think. I think this needs to... We just need something there. Yeah, but I like the shape. I like this kind of curve to one side and out to the other. And I think the height, we're kind of maybe half of the height here. We're going to have obviously all of the canopy with all of the leaves will be on the top. But I think for kind of the tree trunk, this is starting to look really good. Right, I need to just get up onto this bit. If I can land here. Yep, I can. I think we just need to fill in this. And maybe fill that bit up. Be a little bit here. Yep, there we go. I think that is a really good shape that we've got for the first bit of the... I'll get rid of that dirt pillar. That was just me climbing up. But yeah, I like this shape. I think it's not too much of a curve, but it's definitely enough to be interesting. And we're going to definitely add some roots at the bottom eventually, but I kind of want to get the tree itself in place first. We just have to keep repeating this process of building a bit more, moving away, checking to see if it looks okay. And I want to I think I want to split it now. I think this is where we need to split from here. So I'm just thought I'd take a look from the air, and I think that the shape of this tree is looking really, really nice now. Let's land on... I started growing some more cherry blossoms because I think I'm going to run out of wood, maybe. But this tree, I really like how this is turning out so far. The shape is looking good. We got lots of different branches. I was kind of trying to do the branches in different directions, and from this angle, they sort of like... they're sort of hidden by each other and they look the same, but I'm hoping that once we get the leaves in and the canopy in, that it will start to look a bit different. It does look a little bit kind of top heavy and a bit unbalanced because there's no roots in here yet. And of course we need to put the nether brick detail fencing and stuff in here to kind of round everything out. It's still looking a little bit square and a little bit blocky right now. I was kind of a little bit worried about how this was going to turn out because I haven't planned any of this before. I'm just kind of going with a general idea of I want to build a giant tree. This has been a really good reminder to me that just getting started with a project really makes a big difference on kind of how you feel. So if you're worrying about how a project might turn out and kind of don't think it's going to look very good, just get started, because I've had that exact problem with this tree where I was really worried about how it was going to turn out, and already I feel so much better and I'm starting to see how it's coming together. Let's make a bunch of walls and fences, and let's go and add in all of the details and the roots as well. So I got a little bit carried away detailing out all of these roots and adding in the nether brick detailing, which you can see kind of up the trunk. I stopped myself there because we need to do the branches properly and we need to do the leaves up there as well. But I also dug out this area underneath the tree because I'm going to turn this area into kind of a pond. So we're going to have a bit of a magical pond area. We have loads of waterfalls like this one. And like all around this valley, we have a bunch of waterfalls coming down. So I think it would make sense to have all of the waterfalls kind of flowing down into this pond area. I think that makes sense from the point of view of like a real valley. The water would all flow down into the lowest point. And Minecraft water can be a little bit weird. So I kind of want this to look a bit more like a real waterfall as well. So I'm going to go around and kind of do a little bit of terraforming on these water sources, and we'll just get that to reset the waterfall there. And hopefully There we go. It's kind of going down this little gap, which looks a little bit more like a real waterfall might in this particular. This one's not great, but we're gonna work on the others as well. And then of course we are going to have to fill up this whole pond area. I do want to make sure that we actually fill this pond area up though, so I'm gonna start filling up this layer just to make sure that we actually have water sources everywhere. This is I love building little ponds and stuff, but this is definitely the most awkward part about it, making sure that you have water sources everywhere so that things don't end up looking weird or having like kind of weird, like this water movement. If you have a space where there is not a water source, I'm gonna go round the whole of this area and hopefully fill everything up. We've also got this little bit of river here that we never quite finished. We did a part of the river up there, and then we never finished turning it into an actual river pathway all the way down to here, so we can join this one up as well. So this river needs to be on this level, which means I think we need to fill in this little gap in the ground here. Oh, bunny rabbit. I've been wondering where all the bunny rabbits had gone. There were so many of them originally in this valley, and I haven't seen a bunny rabbit in ages, but there's one hopping around. I think I might have scared them all off. With all my running around and building and stuff, all the rabbits have run away. I wonder if there's some more somewhere that have run away. Okay, we've got two little rivers joined up, this one and this very short one that's just coming from here. I think we can fill in our second layer of... Oh, not like that. Our second layer of the pond here. What is happening? What has... Water? If you get enough of the edges done, the water in Minecraft will sort of fill in itself. But we've got all of the tree roots and stuff in the middle in the way, so I actually don't think it's going to work totally. I think we're going to have to... It definitely didn't work with the first layer. I had to kind of manually go around and do it, but second layer is just a bit more awkward because I can't really tell where there are water sources on the kind of top layer. Oh, there it goes. It's sort of filling itself in, kind of. It's still getting stuck on some of these some of these roots, I think. Oh, there we go. There's some coming in here. Okay. There's the middle part. Yeah, the middle part's still no good. So I'm gonna have to manually do a bunch here. Gonna have to go underwater and swim in to see if... Yep, this hasn't filled in properly in here, obviously. Okay, I think our pond is totally filled now. And it is looking really cool. Yeah, there we go. Oh, that looks so cool. I really like how the roots are in the water and then kind of some of them are sticking up. And this, I really like this. Let's get the rest of the rivers in. And oh, we definitely need to like bone meal this. Get it back to its former pink petaled glory. We definitely need to replace all of the pink petals here. Good job, I have an entire shulker box collected of them that I've been picking up. Okay, I think next up is this waterfall, and this, I'm pretty sure this is all coming from one water source up there, and it is just becoming an absolute mess of a waterfall. So I am going to block off this piece of water so that it can just pause for a second. There we go. That was good. Let's see if this all goes away. I'm pretty sure it's all coming from this. I want to like terraform this area so that the water flows in like an actual... in the way like that water would really flow, basically. So we just have to kind of make a bit of a funnel, I guess. Okay, I think this is going to look cool. The river will come down and through here, and then we'll put like a little bridge to join the path up. But it's kind of like cut through the hill here, and then it will continue along and it can make its way down to the pond down here. And now we let the water out and we hope that my new river... Oh, it's immediately gone wrong. Why is it going that way? That's not the way you're supposed to go, river. Okay, let's try this again. River, let's fly down and watch it from down here as it comes down. Okay, so far it looks like it's doing... better. It's following the path. There it is. It's following the path that I've made. Here it comes. Okay, it's definitely gone down the path that I made for it. I think that it maybe needs to be a little bit wider. It's a little bit too thin, I think. Let's fly up. Take a look from up in the air. Yeah, I like the shape. It's just, yeah, it definitely needs to be wider. Definitely needs to be wider. Okay, I've just ended up having to like manually place a bunch of the water, but I think this river is looking good now. Let's fly up again. Yeah, that's definitely much better that it's wider. I think this one needs to be wider as well now. I wanted them to be like cute little rivers, but I think too wide is probably the sweet spot for that. And the tree pond is starting to really look like it's coming together. It looks now like all of the water is flowing into this middle pond, which is the whole idea. Now we just have to continue this process for all of the other waterfalls around the whole valley. And the rivers are finished. They are all in. All of these little waterfalls have been turned into proper waterfalls, flowing down into our giant tree pond down in the middle. And I think that these are looking really good now. I really like the blue kind of breaking up all of the green. I think that maybe some of these rivers might need to be a little bit wider. They're kind of a bit thin. I wonder if there's not quite enough blue. Let me know what you think down in the comments. But I have been digging for way too long, and I think it's time we get back to the main event, which is the tree, the giant cherry tree. We need to get all of the branches done and all of the pink leaves back on there to bring the pink back into this valley. I always forget just how long it takes to place leaves on custom trees. I thought this was going to take me like an hour to finish up the leaves. This took me 4 hours, but it's done now. I'm super happy with how this has turned out. This is definitely the biggest custom tree I have ever built, and I think it turned out really well. I'm really happy with how it turned out. You might have seen, let's take a look from the air. I think, yeah, it looks good. It looks good from the air. You might have seen when I was building in the time lapse that I've actually put some shroom lights in here as well, so that it will glow in the dark. Where is it? There's one in there that you can kind of see. So this whole tree actually glows in the dark as well, which is awesome, and I think is really going to fit with the kind of magical theme that we're going to go with around the tree and with this water. With all of the petals, we get this lovely petal drift effect. It actually kind of doesn't reach all the way to the ground, so it only sort of drops petals when you fly past it. So when we stand down here, we only get a tiny bit of the effect, which is a little bit sad. But what I'm thinking, maybe what we could do is, if I can jump, yep, maybe what we could do is get inside the tree, clear out a little bit of space. Maybe if we fill the inside of the tree with some spare, I wonder if we can get the pink petal effect. No, it's just going to go, okay, we would need them higher up. Maybe up in here, we could fill the inside of the tree with leaves and see if that helps get the effect. I've also grabbed some spore blossoms. I was thinking about putting spore blossoms up in the tree, but again, they don't, the particles don't go very far. We could put a couple in here. And a few more pink leaves. Okay, that's probably about as good as it's gonna get. I don't even know if that's gonna work, but we'll give it a try. Oh, I think it's getting a little bit. Yeah, we've got a few green particles from the spore blossoms making their way out. That's good. Yeah, I think that's about as good as we're gonna get with the particles. Unfortunately, it would have been really cool if we could get more particles, but we've got a few, and that definitely looks nice. And the tree itself is looking awesome. I'm very happy with how this has turned out now. We definitely have like a whole bunch more stuff that I want to do in this area. We're gonna turn this whole bit into like a magical kind of grove part of the valley, and we'll hang like some lanterns off the tree. We'll get some flowers in here. I've got a bunch of ideas. I think it's going to be a whole nother episode just on decorating. I am such a big fan of these pink leaves. I think they just make such a gorgeous colour and especially in with the blue, the watercolour in the cherry grove is such a nice colour, and the grass colour in the cherry grove. I just think like these colours all just fit together so well. What I do want to do actually is, we haven't got a map of our valley yet, I don't think. I'd really like to get a map going because I think it's gonna look very cool now that we've got a lot of rivers and the big tree in the middle there. Oh, it looks so cool even from over here. I think I want to get a map set up. Do we have any maps? Okay, I have made one map. I don't have enough paper to make any more, so we'll start with one. Let's go right by the entrance. I don't know where where the map is gonna cover. So if we start here, we know we're gonna get the entrance included in the first one. That's a good view. That's like quite a good placement for the map to be, actually. Let's just fill in all of the corners and everything. There's so much pink. Oh my gosh, I love it. The pink leaves are amazing. I'm not sure where to put the map yet, so I might just make a little map spot in the middle of the valley. Oh, and the sun is setting. I'll show you the tree in the dark because it glows and it's amazing. Let's let the sun set. We'll let it be nighttime and hopefully not too many mobs will spawn. But there we go. We've got the shroom lights in the tree, which means that the leaves glow. Look at that. Look how cool that looks at nighttime. I love it. I think this is, it's definitely makes it look like the magical tree that I was going for. Okay, let's sleep before anything kills me. Okay, we planted a little bit more sugarcane. Planted the only sugarcane I have left, so we can get that to grow, and then we can make a few more maps. I think I'm going to go heal up all of my tools while I wait for that sugarcane to grow, because we used our shovel a lot, and we used our axe quite a bit. So let's wait for that. I really just want to get these maps finished. Okay, I've made 3 more maps, and I think that this will hopefully cover the whole area, the whole of the valley area, if we can get this right. And now we get to go down here and do the bit of the valley that has the tree. We're going to do here first. Okay, this one should have the tree in it now. Oh my gosh. There it is. There's the tree. Oh, look at all the rivers. Oh, that looks so cool. Okay, let's go put them all in the little item frames so we can see them all together. It's not quite the whole valley. I think we need at least like one more here, maybe one here. We can finish filling this out, but there we go. This is what our valley is looking like so far on a map. I really love how the rivers kind of come all down together now, and the tree is looking awesome in real life and on the map. The bright pink on this map, it really shows up pink, doesn't it? I didn't realize that the pink leaves showed up quite so brightly on the maps. But that is definitely going to have to be it for today's episode, because this tree has taken me so many hours, so many hours. But I'm super happy with how it's turned out, and we will do a whole nother episode decorating the area around it, making it feel even more magical than it currently does with the glowing leaves already. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Let me know what you think of the tree in the comments, or anything that you think we should add to it, or this area in general that we should add to make it even more magical than it currently is. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye!